Hello, good buddies. Welcome in to the hot, sultry, steamy, sweaty, sexy episode of our podcast where we're talking about the hottest anime, sexiest of all time, for episode 69.
Nice. Hello again, good buddies, and welcome to the Good Buddies Anime Podcast, episode 69. Nice. We are doing a little something special here. We're going to count down our top 10 sexiest animes, by which I mean each of us does a top 5. I am your sexy buddy, Brandon.
Ooh, and I am your hot good buddy, Roger.
So good.
It is hot in here.
Oh, it's very hot in here. We do have to turn off the AC in order to record these, or else you'll hear it in the background. It's getting nice and steamy. You can hear that gravelly voice I got going.
God dang it.
I got my hot silk shirt on. I got my sunglasses at night. Oh, it's so hot in here.
If you guys knew this, you guys knew this was going to be ridiculous, and it is already ridiculous.
Maybe we're doing it.
We recorded a song.
We did a little bit.
We did.
Tried to get it sexy with the kazoo. Kazoo didn't do it for us, so we just did a little Latino heat, if you will.
The Little Martin. It was nice.
Super
it was
good.
nice.
But let's get on into it.
Yeah,
big boy.
like Brandon said, it's gonna be it's a top 10, but it's a top 5 because we weren't about to argue which order they were gonna go in.
So instead of one top 10, you're getting two top 5s. And
yeah, so
I don't
Brandon
wanna hear
has
no
5,
crap.
I have 5, and we're just gonna do them pretty much at the same time. I mean, one of us will go first, and the other one will go. Then we'll go to
Obviously.
4, then back and forth 3, back and forth 2, back and forth 1.
Well, you know the thing about me, Roger, I'm a very generous lover, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go first.
Oh, generous lover, huh? Generous lover.
Let's hit it.
I freaking like it, dude.
So hot.
I'm a courteous lover.
I am actually gonna take the glasses off because it's hard to see.
I'm gonna do you a courtesy, and I'm gonna go first.
Evil.
My first one, and so this would be number 5.
Number 5 for Roger.
I debated whether or not I wanted to use this one or not, because it certainly is a sexy anime. But I was like, do I really want to tell anybody that I watched this and really enjoyed it?
Okay.
I wouldn't say that it was like Goku Doll's bad, but I mean it was hitting that tier.
Now that you've pre-backtracked.
Yeah. I'm
go
talking
ahead
about Prison School.
Oh my god.
So Prison School, the premise behind that is Kiyoshi Fujino and friends get moved into an academy, all girls academy, 5 dudes, 1,000 girls, and immediately, these fuckers go peeping, and they are caught, and they are thrown into a literal prison. This school has a prison in it.
Wow.
So they are in prison, and their jailers, I guess that's what they're called, jailers. The security are all very attractive anime women. And all of the main characters, except for really the main one, his friends, they all have their own kinks.
Oh god.
And there's a jailer for each one of them. There's the one that loves the shit beat out of him.
Oh.
There's the one that loves him some water sports, and there are water sports in this anime.
Sweet mercy. I was not prepared for this type of anime.
Oh yeah. What this anime is just it's a side behold. I mean, these guys are literally getting the shit beat out of them in an all-girls school to be reformed to be able to go back into the school, because the principal decided that it was a good idea to add these 5 guys to a school of 1,000 girls.
Yeah.
Now, the main character, Kiyoshi, he does have a little bit of a crush, and he seems to be, for the most part, the all-rightest dude of the bunch, but they do stick up for each other. They do, Kiyoshi finds a girl that he has a crush on, and they both really like wrestling. So, a big shot behind the show is getting him to taking her to a wrestling event that he promised her that he would before he immediately got thrown into prison with his peeping friends. And so they come up with all these elaborate plots to delay and stall and stuff like that so he can get out. And I mean, at some points they go out on a giant limb for him. And there are plenty of poo-poo jokes in here.
Good God.
There was one that is so damn funny. I think it's what hooked me for the whole show. I was not sold on it until episode 3 with the microphone.
Good Lord.
But it's definitely one that I would recommend the least of all of the sexy anime I'm going to suggest today. It's the one I would recommend the least. But if you are battle hardened, if you can handle the dirtiest of the dirty, the lowest of the low, go full Shinji Ikari.
If you're so fucked up.
Yeah, if you are so fucked up, you might check out Prison School, because it is all the kinky stuff going on. It is very hot and steamy in that prison. These guys are freaking ridiculous. There is a lot of really funny moments in there if you can handle this sort of thing. But yeah, I would recommend it to only the most hardened of fan service enjoying anime viewers. Clearly. However, I will say that there is no actual nudity in this show. Believe it or not, there is no nudity. However, sometimes the clothes are so damn tight, you might as well be nude.
I get you.
Yeah. But, yep, Prison School, my number 5. What do you got, good buddy?
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Now that we know what Roger's into, apparently it's poop. I'm not here to kink shame.
I enjoy a good poop joke.
I'm not here to kink shame, bro.
Okay.
But
I'm not into poop, dude. I don't want to get doo-dooed on.
It's really great. This is a great way to start the episode. Let me tell you about my number 5, and we're going to start out with something that has all the skimpy outfits and all the wild action. Let me tell you about Kill La Kill.
Okay.
Kind of staying on theme here, takes place in Honuji Academy, which is less a school and more a prison fortress. There are these massive walls to keep the students in, and an incredibly powerful student council headed by the student council president, Satsuki Kiryuin. She takes an authoritative and often violent approach to student management. Enter our heroine, Ryuko Matoi, a real badass transfer student who takes no shit and whoops a little ass. She's searching for her father's murderer, and she wields half of a massive pair of scissors with which she does battle, believing that whoever possesses the other half is in fact the person that killed her father. She is, if you will, trying to find her scissor sister.
See.
Now, the real fun of this show, though, comes in the outfits. The student council has these special all silver, real badass looking uniforms that are called Goku uniforms that have different star rankings. Higher the ranking, the more powerful they are. They make them faster, stronger, badder. All this fun stuff. And Ryuko eventually gains possession of one as well, although hers and a few others we see later are, it's just incredibly skimpy, like Borat swimsuit style. Leaves very little to the imagination, but by all means, good buddies, keep on imagining. It's action-packed, it's hot as hell, it's really rad, and of course it is, it's from Studio Trigger.
Yeah.
So if you haven't already,
I know animes, they're beautiful too.
Indeed they are. This one actually blew up a while ago, and I just never got into it. I finally watched it this past weekend, and I gotta tell you, it's as bad as ever. It's as rad as everyone says it is. It's amazing. Check out Kill La Kill if you haven't already. And that's my number 5. You want to give us your number 4 there, big boy?
All right, man. Number 4. I'm going to go into a little more classic territory for a second here.
All right.
I'm putting, and some people might be able to argue whether this one goes higher on the list or not. I do not have it higher. I have it at 4. It's Golden Boy.
Oh, yes.
This is a classic. I believe it is from 1996. I'm not certain of that, but I think that is when it's from, 95, 96. And it follows Kentaro, who is, I believe the word for what he does is a freeder. He's just kind of like a traveling jack of all trades. He can do a little of this, he can do a little of that. My man studies. He'll study anything and try to figure out how to do it and how to do it well. Now, often he ends up in these jobs, I mean, with literally almost every scenario in the anime for sure. With these, somewhere in there is a hot babe, and usually the hot babe is above him, and they want to put their dominance, show that they're superior to him. And Kentaro is actually, believe it or not, for how, scummy he comes out to be through his thoughts and stuff like that, he never actually does anything wrong. He does have like a code to him, to where he would never take advantage of somebody.
He's got a dirty mind, but he's not necessarily going to act on it.
But whenever he's cleaning their toilet, you're damn right he's going to think about them sitting on it.
Jesus.
Rub his face on a little bit.
Oh.
The anime itself involves very situational humor with him and these females. Normally the females are putting him through these ridiculous tasks that they are certain that he can't do. But your boy Kentaro, He does not give up. He is the John Cena of perverts here. He's a really funny character, and at the end of the episode, it's very much sort of like that GTO-esque thing where he's gonna, whoever is attacking him or trying to come down on him, he's gonna win their heart a little bit. But this show, along with all the sexy women, along with all the perversion, is freaking hilarious.
I've seen
it is hilarious. There are moments, there are iconic, gifable moments in here. If anything, you've probably seen the swimming one.
Oh yeah.
And that in my opinion, the pool episode is not the sexiest one. The one that I think is the sexiest is the motorcycle girl Reiko.
Oh, I believe it.
Where she has a like a rice burner, one of the I don't know, a street bike. And she
real Kawasaki type.
Yeah, and she pretty much gets off on her bike.
Well, who wouldn't with that much hot steel between the legs?
And she screams about her BMO baby. Because the bike is a BMO. It's called a BMO. My BMO baby.
Like Adventure Time?
Yes. Just like Adventure Time. My BMO baby.
Oh no.
So she's like just, I don't know if the speed, I haven't watched in a while. I don't know her ultimate convictions behind everything. But he challenges her to a race, and he races her on his bicycle. Of course, he Ash Ketchum's behind her, trying to catch up. But yeah, man, there are moments where she is straight up getting off on that motorcycle. She believes her motorcycle is above everybody else. It is the ultimate attractive thing. And this show is freaking wild, and it is so hot and steamy.
I believe it. All
these situations that Kentaro gets, and what I can say, for the most part, for an older anime, they really do a good job of putting Kentaro with women and not so much girls.
Nah, that's good.
So this one is not, you don't have to be hardened like prison school to watch this one. This one, at the very least, is a classic, is worth checking out for that alone, and a whole lot of the hilarious scenarios. But it is hot and wild, and it is my number 4.
Very cool, man. Well, you mentioned swimming in that one. Let me ask you something,
How do you
Roger.
like my swimming?
Well, let me ask you something, Roger. Are you ready to get wet?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about Free, Iwatobi Swim Club.
Tell me about it.
Oh, man. So here's the thing about this one. I remember hearing a lot about this show, mostly people online talking about it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about this show, too.
Yeah, this damn swimming anime, they would say. And I never checked it out. I finally did, and I gotta say, it's legitimately great. It's very funny and a lot of fun. But the real fun here is these boys. So let me tell you about this thing. Follows a group of students, Free does, and you have to pronounce it free because there's an exclamation point. But follows a group of students who were friends since childhood. They have having bonded at a young age as part of their community swim club. Well, now they're in high school, and you're basically watching what is essentially a sport / slice of life, coming of age kind of thing. You watch them struggle with their new friends, old rivals, and the fact that their school doesn't even have a swim team, so they got to start one. But honestly, let's get to what we really want to talk about: these muscles.
Oh, they got the muscles?
They got the muscles, dude. They pull these shirts off to go swimming, and the traps and the biceps and the pecs, they're all out, man. You will often see our guys diving and swimming and floating like otters in competitive swimwear. These tight
Speedos?
Tight!
Banana hammocks?
Little trunks and Speedos, yes. And our main guy, Haruka in particular, is always down to clown. He wears his suit underneath his regular clothes, and there are a few scenes where they're just out and about, and he'll just strip down to jump into a fountain or something, because he loves the water. So he's just constantly ready to go at a moment's notice. If you want a little taste of these hot bods and whatnot, please check out at least the season 1 ending, which is called Splash Free, which, no joke, is one of the coolest closing sequences I've ever seen for an anime. It's awesome. The animation's great, the humor's there. It's honestly a fun show, but also, who needs jiggle physics when you got abs this hard, dude?
When you got wiggle physics.
Yeah, wiggle physics.
Are there some wiggle physics in there?
There might be.
Nice. Nice.
But that's number 4 for me. Again, that's Free. Why don't you tell me about your number 3, big boy?
My number 3 is another classic one.
Oh, bring it.
This one, I believe probably a lot of people have seen. You might be very familiar with it. As far as I'm concerned, it is the original harem anime.
Oh, boy.
I'm, of course, talking about Tenchi Muyo.
Hell yes. I
freaking love Tenchi.
Yeah.
I loved it whenever I was a kid. I've always said, if you're a fan of anime, and as you know, somebody growing up around the generation that I was, and your first love was not Ryoko, then you're doing it wrong. It follows Tenchi Misaki. I probably don't have to describe this very much because people
go ahead and give us the once
people,
over.
People are gonna know what Tenchi is. There are several
iterations.
Yeah, iterations of Tenchi. I'll just go over the first one here. The Tenchi Misaki he's a very nice boy. He lives with his grandpa in a shrine. His father is a businessman, travels back and forth. Out of nowhere, this lady from space, this blue-haired space pirate. In the original one, I believe she is a demon. And it switches kind of back and forth whether or not she's a demon or a space pirate.
Yeah. There's different versions.
Yeah. And so I believe in the original one, she is a demon.
Yeah.
And she is enshrined in on Tenchi's land.
Yeah, she's like sealed away,
and she shows up at his. She follows him like to his school.
Yeah.
And then she is
like as a ghost or something.
Yeah, she's followed in by a princess, some space princesses, Sasami and Ayeka, and just more and more girls start piling in.
Yeah, there's a lot of space folk. There's the space police, who are my two favorites.
Yeah, Mihoshi and God, I can't remember.
Oh, come on.
Oh man, I don't remember the other. It's Mihoshi and I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the cast pulled up.
She's in there.
Yeah. But it is an extremely it's an adorable show. It's a classic show. I mean, this one you can find ways to watch it. It was showed on Cartoon Network, for Christ's sake.
Yes.
Now, granted, it was pretty heavily edited, but I think even still you can probably handle through it. But at a young age, seeing this and all these girls surrounding this guy, they're all trying to get in the bath with him. They all want to marry him. They want to give him hugs. Free time with Tenchi. It is a very hot and heavy anime.
Yeah,
especially
pretty spicy, and does have some pretty good action too.
Yeah, and there are movies and stuff where there is nudity as well. So
I remember there was Tenchi in Tokyo, which was way later.
It's Tenchi Universe, Tenchi in Tokyo.
There was just Tenchi Ryo-Oki was the OVA, right?
Yeah, Ryo-Oki was later.
Yeah.
The original OVA is just Tenchi Muyo.
It's Kiyone, by the way.
What?
Mihoshi and Kiyone.
Kiyone? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you look it up or did you think of it?
I looked it up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to
you. So yeah, there's the OVA, then I believe Universe is next, then Tokyo, then there's Ryo-Oki, but there's also the 3 movies, which the first and third movie are Tenchi Forever and Tenchi in Love. Those movies are very good.
Yeah, man.
The second one, The Princess of Darkness or whatever, it's very short. It's just like a longer episode, really.
Like a 45.
Yeah. It's not as good, but the other 2 movies are really good. And like I said, there is some nudity. And then there's a further expanding of the Tenchi universe that doesn't even involve Tenchi anymore. I'm not familiar with any of that stuff. But just going back to the basics, watch some of that original Tenchi stuff. You are going to find some hot concepts in here. And
no kidding.
It was especially here it was groundbreaking for its time. There was nothing else like that on TV.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, Tenchi Muyo, my third super sexy anime. What
Roger,
you got,
I gotta know before we go on. I gotta know who's your favorite.
It's Ryoko for sure.
I thought you were a Washu boy.
Oh, dude, I love little Washu.
The worst.
Nah, man, it's Ryoko.
Of course.
Then now forever.
All right. Wow. All right. Well, let me paint you a picture, man. Imagine, if you will, for my number 3, a world where you can't be sexy.
Is the world a vampire?
No.
Okay.
It's a world where you can't be sexy, where the very notion of a dirty joke or even arousal is punishable with a prison sentence.
Oh.
Welcome to Shimonetta, a boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist. That is a long title. But basically, this one, the main guy in this one is Tanukichi Okuma, which his name is Tanuki-chi. They make jokes about him being a tanuki, haha. But this guy, he isn't a little pervert, he isn't a weirdo. He honestly, legitimately wants to live a pure life. He's a high school student. He's in love with Anna, who is the student council president. He wants nothing more than to one day marry her, start a family, grow old together. That's all he wants. But after a run-in with the erotic terrorist, that's right, I said erotic terrorist, Blue Snow, he finds himself unwittingly committing these sex crimes himself. You find out that his dad was actually a similar kind of thing, running around passing out dirty jokes and pamphlets and stuff, trying to make people realize that sex is funny and fun, which is not allowed, obviously. Now, if I was going to be generous, and as previously stated, I am nothing if not a generous lover, I would say that despite this show being a lot of simple, quote-unquote, lewd jokes, pretty base humor, decent amount of nudity, it legitimately does have a message. It actually has a lot to say about the importance of proper sexual education. So here's the thing. At one point, our student council president, Anna, does in fact develop feelings for our guy, Tanukichi. But having never learned about sex or any of that, she misinterprets her lust for love, and it just turns into the pervious freakazoid weirdo without even realizing it. I'm not going to give any more spoilers here, but my girl goes full on gusher. Like a
fruit gusher?
Like a straight up fruit gusher. And had she understood and known what these feelings were, she may have been able to establish a more honest and stable relationship. But alas, she is lost in the sauce. And if I may, Roger, if I can get heavy for a second, if I may quote the sexiest man to ever live, the great Dr. Seuss, it's fun to have fun, but you gotta know how.
Is he the sexiest man to ever live?
He might be.
Oh.
But yeah, that's my number 3. That's Shimonetta. Honestly, a very fun show. I usually don't go for the, fan servicey, titty jiggles, all that stuff. This one was a lot of fun and it hooked me in.
Nice.
So why don't you tell me about your number 2 there, big boy?
My number 2. Some of you guys and gals might have thought this would be my number 1, but it is not.
Oh boy, here we go.
So you got to take this a note that I think there's an anime even sexier than Domestic Girlfriend.
I can't believe it.
Domestic Girlfriend is my number 2. If you've listened to us in the recent past, you know how much I really love this anime.
My boy loves him some Domestic Girlfriend.
Oh my god, it was so good. And this is easily, if not, I wouldn't say the sexiest, but certainly the spiciest anime that I've probably ever watched.
Oh yeah.
This anime follows Natsuo Fuji. We'll skip in the Haha'ville, the turn to Haha'ville that Brandon always makes. But his father remarries, and before that happens and Fuji learns about it, he has met this girl at a little mixer with some friends, went back, and they boned. They bonked. Just to have the experience.
They took out their uglies and bumped them.
Yep. And the whole time, Natsuo kind of has all of this pent up, sexual desire and stuff because he is hot and bothered by his teacher.
He is, in fact, hot for teacher.
His teacher's name is Hina Tachibana. The girl he boned is Rui Tachibana.
Not that he knows that at the time.
Yeah. If that's a clue enough, well, here's what happens. He meets Dad's new wife.
His stepmom now?
Yeah, his stepmom. And her 2 daughters are Rui Tachibana and Hina Tachibana.
Yep.
So, homeboy is living in with the girl that he bonked and the
teacher
girl
who he's
he
hot
wants
for.
To bonk.
Yeah, he's got his pencil. Give him something to write on, man.
Yeah. And this show, I mean, they lay it on freaking thick. And I will say there are a couple episodes in here that have a little bit of down to them where it's just kind of like a very calm episode. And anytime you get one of those, you can guarantee the next episode, shit is hitting the fan.
Oh, it's going to get extra hot.
Of course, Rui, she kind of falls more and more for Natsuo Fuji. And even Hina starts to hint at him a little bit because Natsuo is kind of relentless with Hina. He wants her and he wants her bad. There is a freaking steamy ass spicy story to follow in these 3 characters, and it gets freaking crazy.
It does indeed.
And at the end of the day, I will hold this to my highest standard. This is genuinely a good anime.
Okay.
It is a good watch. I would recommend it to most people that can handle, more adult themes. There's no full frontal nudity or anything like that. There is very strong sexual themes though.
Obviously.
And there is an anime at one point. And also, the opening song is a fucking banger. It's my favorite song of the year so far.
The opening song is a banger.
Yeah,
that's true.
So go check that out. Go check out Domestic Girlfriend for the love of God if you haven't. I mean, this is what, 2 seasons ago? It is very recent.
Can I tell you something, Roger?
Yeah.
Me and Haley watched an episode.
Oh, yeah?
We watched one.
Okay. How'd it go?
It's fine.
That's fine.
He's been trying to get us to watch this damn show together.
Well, I mean, it's a great anime.
All right.
Are y'all not gonna watch anymore?
I don't know, maybe.
Is that the plan?
I don't know.
Are you putting that evil on her, dude?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
I don't know, dude. I feel like somebody could probably like something like that, but you would judge them into not liking it.
That's not, nope. I'm not here to kink shame.
Okay. It's a good story. There is a good story there. It is fun. Brandon sighs and stuff, but this fool made it through the whole fucking anime, and there are certain animes that he will just turn off.
I'm not sighing.
You kind of moaning a little bit.
I told you to check out this show.
You did.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you did, good buddy, because I freaking loved it.
All right.
The show is so much fun. What's your number 2, dude?
Let me tell you about my number 2. Listen, as previously discussed, sometimes it's fun to be bad. No one knows that better than your hot buddy Brandon. But sometimes sadness can get overwhelming.
Over here.
But let me tell you, if it gets too hot for you, to quote our 2 main characters from this next show, maybe you should repent, motherfucker. Let me tell you about Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. This is one that I remember watching a while ago, rediscovered it when I was trying to find some sexy anime to talk about here, and I gotta tell you, it's pretty hot and heavy. Panty and Stocking, the titular characters, that is their name, they are 2 angels who find themselves kicked out of heaven. Teaming with an afro-sporting priest named Garterbelt, they fight these evil ghosts, these monsters that terrorize their city, and after each kill, they are awarded with heaven coins, which will eventually buy their way back into paradise. Now, the real kicker here is that our angelic main characters are both just foul mouths, they are sinful, they are just not what you would consider angelic at all. Panty is a lusty blonde who goes through men like tissue paper, and Stocking is a gluttonous goth gal who is constantly, chowing on cakes and just nursing her sweet tooth. The party really starts, though, when they take down these specters that are plaguing their city, as their weapons of choice are, in fact, their panties and stockings. Panty pulls off her drawers, they turn into a holy pistol, and Stocking, slowly strips off her stockings, which become a blessed katana. And if you haven't seen any of this, check it out because it's awesome. If you have seen some of it and maybe you were put off by the admittedly blocky and kind of goofy looking art style, please don't be, because it does grow on you very quickly. And when they turn on the animation in this one, they really turn it on. There's some steamy flashing transformation scenes that will, if they don't get your motor running, I don't know what will, man. But anyway, that's Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. It's a good time. It's a lot of goofy fun.
It is a fun show.
It's a very fun show. And that's my number 2 sexiest anime. Roger, we have arrived. Now, what could possibly, in Roger's mind, be hotter and steamier than Domestic Girlfriend? I can't wait to find out.
Let me tell you my super sexy good buddy.
Oh, I'm ready.
It is High School DxD.
Oh, God.
the absolute sexiest, steamiest anime that I've ever seen. And what is great about this show is that it has genuinely a good story and cast of characters.
Okay.
Which in an anime like this, especially an anime with this amount of nudity, and there is a ton of nudity in this. Oh, yeah. For them to maintain an actual good show, it's really impressive. I mean, to be fair, it is a freaking ecchi anime at its very core.
Sure.
It is full blown harem, but god damn is it fun. It starts off and we meet Issei, our main character. He goes to Kuo Academy, which is an former all-girls school, similar to prison school, but this one has more than 5 male students. There are a bunch of males integrating in. Issei is a bit of a pervert and unknown by most people. This school is comprised of fallen angels, and devils, along with the humans.
Good lord.
Yep. And so Issei gets asked out on a date. He can't believe it. He's so stoked. Turns out his date is a demon girl.
Some kind of succubi.
I'm sorry, she's a fallen angel. She's a fallen angel, and she wants to consume his soul.
Of course she does.
Because fallen angels are possibly worse than devils.
Yeah.
And she pretty much kills Issei. In which Ria Scrimmery, the head of the occult club, the most beautiful girl in school. Everybody has eyes on Rias. She revives him with a summoning card, brings him back as a devil to serve under her in her not only in the club but in the Devil Legion that she commands. And she is from a very prominent family, which is practically next to Satan.
Good Lord.
Now, the demons themselves, the show is built around where they're not actually, I mean, that's just kind of what they are. It's more of their species than it is their intent. They're not all super evil or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
No, I get you.
And whereas angels, some angels are evil as fuck, but some are generally good angels or whatever. They're more of a species than a good or a bad.
They're on less of the evil good scale and more of the chaotic lawful scale.
Yeah. So there's a giant war going on there between all of these different tribes and demons and fallen angels and angels. Issei wakes up after he's been revived and he thinks it's all a dream. None of this stuff happened. And then he looks over and Rias Grimry is bucking naked in his bed next to him.
Jesus Christ.
And that's where we all start. And we got the little nun girl, Asia.
Oh my God.
She's a healer. We got so many good characters.
Oh no.
Let me tell you about some of them. We got Akano, who is second pretty much to Rias. She is the busty vice president of the Occult Club. And she is an excellent fighter. She is extremely strong. She's practically a devil overlord. But Issei got that yucky slime.
Oh no.
And also Issei has the power. Like, he gains powers as he progresses through this show. And there are a lot of really dope fights in it.
Yeah.
So Issei, eventually he finds out he has the power of a dragon in his arm. A red dragon. And he can turn into this full-on metal red dragon suit, and before long, homeboy is known as the Grabbing Dragon.
Oh
It
my
is
God.
crazy. It goes all over the place. The show is hilarious. It's fun. It's super sexy. I mean, no kid should watch this because there is a ton of nudity, but I quite enjoyed it. It is one of my favorite animes that I've seen in the past few years. I stumbled across it. I watched the first season and I've blown through it. It's up to 3 seasons now, maybe 4. I don't remember exactly. One season finished not too long ago, but it is a wet and wild show, and it is certainly worth watching if you enjoy this sexy anime stuff. I can see how it's maybe not for everyone, but it is by far the most sexy anime I've ever seen.
Sounds like a good time.
It is a great time.
All right,
what's your
dude.
number one, big guy?
Let me tell you about my number one. Roger, I want you to grab yourself a thick cut of meat.
Thick meat.
Warm up that old oven, because we're going to talk about Food Wars.
Oh, man.
Food Wars is one that I had heard about. You had told me a little bit about it, and I finally checked it out, and good God, it's just as absurd as you think it's going to be. Soma Yukihira wants to be a great chef just like his father, but when his dad unexpectedly closes their diner, Soma finds himself enrolled at the Totsuki Saryo Culinary Institute, which is this truly elite school where students find themselves in these food competitions seriously on the daily, with a very high dropout rate and several talented students looking to claim the top spot. It's going to be a real tough time for our kid, particularly since one of those top students is the beautiful and vicious Erina Nakiri, aka the God Tongue, they call her. Yeah, slurp slurp. So listen, the real hotness for this show though comes when these characters are just in the pure and unbridled joy of eating this food. First of all, the food looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
This is not a joke.
It will legitimately make you hungry.
Me and Miguel had to. We were watching the first episode. Me and Miguel, we had to pause and go get us some fried rice. We were starving. It made us that hungry. But really, these characters, when they bite into these dishes,
did you guys watch the show while you ate the fried rice?
Yes.
Was it amazing?
It was pretty fun.
Nice.
But yeah, man, we when the big thing comes when these characters are biting into these dishes and they just hit that culinary G spot. they blush and they moan and they squirm and they damn near and sometimes literally do bust a nut. It's wild.
Do. It is crazy.
We often
this food is so damn good.
They'll go into these little fantasies where the food is so good that their clothes are flying off and there's writhing and pleasure. It's like, it's quite literally orgasmic. It's outrageous. It is easily one of the sexiest things I've ever seen, and it's absurd. There's a lot of just pure unbridled sexuality with this food. It is, for lack of a better term, it is food porn. And it's hot and fresh out the kitchen, baby.
Yeah, it's like they took that term food porn and they're like,
what can we do with this?
Let's see, what can we spin with this?
Yeah, it's
and they do a great job because it is a great anime.
It's pretty decent. Yeah. I'm only like 3 episodes in. I'll probably keep going. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
Hey, you ever had any food like that, dude? That
just made me nut.
Maybe not full on nut, but
I can't say that I have, sir.
Me either. I would like to though.
It's just so good, you just straight up fall out.
I want to know what that's like.
Yeah, I think I do too. But that brings us to the end of our list. And you know what? If you've got some that you think were sexier than what we talked about, or you have any suggestions, you think there's something sexier, I know you do. Please, by all means, leave us a comment wherever you're listening to or watching this, the YouTube, the comment section on whatever podcast app you're listening. Any of those spots, we got all the links in the description below, but we're going to go ahead and bust on out of here, yeah?
Yep.
Let's bust on out. Before we go, we do want to say one more time for YouTube, please like, subscribe, hit that bell so we can ding your dong.
Now, hold on. You want to tell them what we're watching next week?
Oh, what are we watching next week?
We Never Learn. Bokuben.
Oh, God. It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening.
All right. Well,
we didn't have anything else, and you were off the top of my head that I was like, yeah, we'll just go do We Never Learn.
We're going from our sexiest episode to admittedly pretty sexy anime.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's cuter than it's sexy, I think, but
I don't know, man. It gets pretty close in some parts.
I don't know, man. You're being weird about it.
I don't know, man.
You want?
I'm being weird about it.
You're being weird about it.
This guy was talking about poop jokes a second ago and how hot they were.
That was my number 5. Okay.
All right.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. All right.
It's practically a lifetime.
Well, let's give a shout out to our sexy buddy Haas for the use of our closing theme song, "The Buddy's Good."
Oh, what a good-looking guy he is.
And shout out to us, I guess, for that little intro we threw down.
Yeah. Oh, what a couple sexy boys they are.
Holy moly! But we got anything else to say?
I don't think so, dude.
All right, well, let's bust on out of here, and we will see y'all next time. Ramble coming up. If you listen to the podcast, we're just going to go straight into it, and stay sexy, good buddies.
Subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out. I love you. Goodbye.